Okay, I think we are officially live. Yeah, looks like we are live, so we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So, welcome everybody. Tonight, I'm starting a new type of stream. So, pretty much what I'm gonna be doing is studying my languages, but doing it live. So, right now, I live here in Colombia. So I speak Spanish, but I've noticed that my Spanish has been como en decadencia. So my Spanish hasn't been improving, and I feel like I haven't really, I've been maybe getting worse. Same with my French. So I studied French during the pandemic for a couple of years, got to a point where I felt pretty confident, but then when I went to France with my girlfriend, it was quite a mess. So I wasn't able to speak well. I didn't have a lot of confidence, and it's just because I haven't really been practicing. I've been busy teaching and making videos and doing all kinds of things. But as far as actually sitting down and studying my languages, I haven't made the time. So, pretty much what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be studying my languages while streaming. So, if you guys want to see kind of how I study and maybe you're also learning Spanish, you can follow along. And also, I'll be looking for insights in English as well. So, seeing if there's things that, okay, translating between English and Spanish. So, if you're a Spanish speaker and you want to learn English, this should also be quite beneficial to you as well, because I'm going to be translating and showing, okay, this Spanish phrase equals this English phrase. But anyway, I'll just be kind of casually doing my thing. If you have questions, you can put them there in the chat. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and stream this so I can kind of multitask. I need to study, I need to create content, so we're going to do both. We're going to study and create content at the same time. So we're going to go ahead over to my playlist of Spanish videos and let's see what we can find. So I had some videos here that I was interested in. So let me find one. And the idea is I'm just going to watch a video and see what I can understand. Uh, so you see, I have lots of news videos. Okay, this is interesting. So, ¿cómo cambia tu cerebro al hablar varios idiomas? All right, so I'm gonna watch. Actually, no, I'm gonna start with this one about frisbee because this is maybe, um, this is about a current event here in Colombia, so I'm gonna talk about this. All right.
A Frisbee, la emblemática empresa colombiana de pollo frito, le apareció competencia en España. Se trata de un negocio que abrirá locales utilizando el mismo nombre y prácticamente con las mismas imágenes visuales. Sin embargo, se abrió una disputa legal entre las dos compañías. Esta es la historia.
Nadie lo hace como Frisbee lo hace es tal vez uno de los eslóganes más conocidos por los colombianos. Y cómo no, si es una empresa con 48 años y 280 restaurantes en todo el país, su pollo frito es muy reconocido, tanto que hoy es protagonista de una disputa legal en España. Pues la marca está siendo utilizada por otra empresa en esa nación, donde la compañía colombiana la había registrado, pero al parecer la dejó inactiva, lo que se convirtió en un plato servido para otros interesados.
Es cierto que Frisbee Colombia registró en 2005 su marca en la Unión Europea, desafortunadamente nunca la utilizó y hay que recordar que tanto en la Unión Europea como a lo largo y ancho del planeta Tierra el solo registro no concede esa titularidad. Si uno no usa la marca, pierde el uso, como lo que le sucedió a Frisbee en este caso. En 2024 una empresa española registró esa marca Frisbee y adicionalmente solicitó la cancelación del registro de la colombiana.
La compañía colombiana destaca que cuenta con registro de marca vigente en la Unión Europea.
Okay, wait, so they. All right, I'm gonna go back and watch this part again because it said something that confused me. Like they want to also cancel their Colombian. Um, no, they also want to cancel their Colombian registration. All right, we're
En
gonna go.
España y en
Let me
Que le
see.
sucedió a Frisbee en este caso. Registro no que recordar que tanto en la Unión Europea como a lo largo y ancho del planeta Tierra.
This is a good phrase. All right, let's type in here. And then to make it easier, I'm going to use this other website called YouTube Transcript to go ahead and get all of the transcripts so I can just copy and paste information over to my document. But pretty much, I'm just watching the video and I'm trying to find phrases. So there was something he said, tanto algo como a lo largo y ancho de la tierra. Y eso me parece muy bacano, esa frase. Okay. This is what we have here. Okay. So we've got tanto en la Unión Europea como a lo largo y ancho del planeta Tierra. Okay. So let's put this here in my notes. Que tanto en la Unión Europea como a lo largo y ancho de la planeta Tierra. So I think in English this would be pretty much I'm going to take a guess. I'll say as much. How would I say this in English? This is a good exercise. As much in the EU as in the whole world, but that sounds really weird to say in English. But it's a lot of, at like the whole span of the Earth. Huh. Yeah, this is quite an interesting phrase. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT how I could best translate this into English. All right. How could this phrase be translated into English? And we'll see what we can get here. Oh, yeah, okay. So both in the EU and across the entire planet, not only in the EU, but also throughout the entire planet, throughout both the EU and the rest of the world. Okay. Neutral, formal, tanto como, both and across the length and breadth of the planet. This is a bit formal, of course. Okay, makes sense. Can you give me some more examples of this structure? So does tanto como ever mean as much or many as? All right, so we'll check out this. When tanto acts like much and as many, for comparison, tengo tanto trabajo como tú. I have as much work as you. She has as many friends as her sister. Tanto agrees in number and gender. Okay. As much as in one, as in another. The meaning from your original phrase, not comparison, but rather distribution or equivalence across context. This is also formal and used in written Spanish or speeches. Okay. So, tanto en España como en Latinoamérica, América Latina, el español tiene distintas variantes. Both in Spain and Latin America, Spanish has different variants. Oh, tanto en casa como en la oficina. So I guess it could be as much as at home as in the office, but it's really both and. Okay. Let's add this phrase to our notes here. So it's really just both as. So we'll say both in the EU and the whole world. ... Okay. All right, this is an interesting structure. So really, it's going to be both in the EU and in the whole world. Okay, interesting. This is an interesting English topic as well. We could actually just copy this whole table and put this in my English notes. So this could be a good video perhaps in the future. All right. Noun, como. So as much money as her, tanto. Okay, so tanto en. Oh, so that's what's different. So, que tanto en eso como a lo largo y ancho del planeta Tierra. Okay, so put when we say in and talk about a place, it means both in and. Okay, well, that's quite helpful actually. Yeah, and let's practice. All right, you could try translating these to English or creating new ones. Tanto el cine como la música influyen en la cultura popular. Cinema. This is difficult. Tanto el cine como la música influyen en la cultura popular. Okay. Wait, so would this one be both um, cinema and music influence the popular culture, or would it be that cinema influences the popular culture as much as music does? Okay, yes. Provide. All right, let me just try these. We'll go ahead and try to translate. And this is the important part here. Is you really when you study, it's easy to look at it and say, okay, yeah, I think I get it. This is a difference, but you really need to try to create output. So you need to challenge yourself to create the sentences. And it is hard. I'm sitting here now. I don't want to do it. I want to move on to the next one and just look at it and not care about making a sentence, but I'm not going to remember this or be able to use it if I don't try to be able to use it now. So this is what we're going to do. We're try to translate these. So, tanto el cine como la música influyen. So I'll say both cinema and music, both cinema and music influence popular culture, or maybe it is cinema influences the popular culture as much as music. I'm not sure. So we're going to test both of these out here in one moment. All right, the next one. Tantos errores como aciertos se deben analizar. I have no idea. So as many errors as truths should be. So this is going to be the same structure, I think. Both mistakes and aciertos. I don't know. Maybe both mistakes and truth. That's not correct, but should be analyzed. Okay. And then this one, let's see what we have. Tanto en el pasado como en la actualidad, la corrupción ha sido un problema. What do we have? So we'll say both. This one I got both in the past and in the present. Corruption, corruption, has been a problem. Okay. So let's see what it says about my answers. So I'll say, is this correct? All right, so I'll put all my answers here and we're going to see what it says. You're very close, natural and accurate in English. All right. Okay, so in this context, I was incorrect. But, okay, so tanto el cine como la música influyen en la cultura popular. Oh, okay. So it's not really about place. It's more about, um, like you would say, pretty much if you start the sentence with, um, with tanto, you would use as both. But if I would say, él trabaja tantas horas como ella, I would say, so if you're making like a sentence like he works as many hours as her, then it would be this as much or as many. But if you say tanto en España como en América Latina, el español tiene distintas variantes. In that case, it would be this both. So I think I kind of get it now. So tanto por sus amigos, or yeah, I think I get it in my head, but I can't put the right words to explain it. But that's okay. I think I understand how to use it. So lugar, persona, distribution, or equivalence. And this one is a comparison. Okay. So yeah, when it's clear that we're comparing two things. Okay. But I get it, but now I realize I wouldn't be able to explain this to one of my students. So how could I explain this difference to a student? So that's kind of the next level of understanding. So there's understanding for yourself, there's being able to use it, and then there's the next level, which is being able to teach it. So even if you're not a teacher, it's good to be able to grasp things and think, how could I explain this to my friend or to my cousin, my little cousin or something when you're learning, because this will take you to another level of understanding. So that's what we'll do here next. But we'll see what my mistakes are. So both cinema and music. So this one sounds weird. And then there's different variations. So cinema and music both influence popular culture. Cinema, like music, has a strong influence on popular culture. Okay, yeah. So I was trying to figure out if this was this comparison, but it's not. Tantos errores como aciertos se deben analizar. Okay, yeah. So truth, yeah, what the heck is this? Successes. Oh, achievements. Okay, interesting. So I haven't heard this word aciertos before. So we'll type this in and see what we got. Okay. So achievements or good decisions, good calls. Okay, that's a good one. Acierto. This is a good achievement, I guess. We'll get some more sentences about this in a second. But we'll see what we have. Both mistakes and successes should be analyzed. We should analyze both mistakes and achievements. Acierto doesn't mean truth. It means a good decision, success, or a correct move. Okay. Um. Okay. I misspelled something in English. Oops. All right. It means a good decision, success, or correct move. Huh. Yeah. Let's get some more sentences there. Tanto en el pasado como en la actualidad, la corrupción ha sido un problema. What was my minor error? How do I spell corruption? Oh, I spelled it like in Spanish. Okay. All right. So let's say, can you give me more example sentences with the word acierto? I think that's how you say it, right? Let's see how it's pronounced.
Acierto.
Acier.
Acierto.
Okay. Very good. Acierto. All right. Perfect. So we'll go back here. Can mean a good decision or a wise move, a correct answer or a good guess, success to hit a well-executed action. Fue un gran acierto contratar a Ana para el equipo. Okay. I've never seen this word before. Invertir en energías renovables fue un acierto estratégico. Okay. Tener un plan B siempre es un acierto. It's a smart idea. All right. So It's like a good judgment. Yeah, I've never heard this. This is quite odd. But anyway, we'll see. Mm, Tuviste un acierto en la pregunta más difícil. De 5 intentos, solo tuvo un acierto. Cada acierto suma puntos en el examen. Successful execute action. El nuevo diseño fue todo un acierto. I would say fue todo un éxito, but it's okay. Fue un acierto. Combinar colores con un toque de color fue un acierto. Okay, so really it's a success, a smart choice. Um, I'll say, how could I use this in class when teaching English to Spanish speakers or in my day-to-day life? Let's see what it gives me here. In class. La palabra acierto se puede decir. Fue un acierto comenzar temprano. Okay. Qué acierto tu decisión de mudarte. Fue un acierto cambiar de trabajo. Eso no fue un acierto. Ah, yo decidí hacer algo, pero no fue un acierto. Interesting. Okay. Alright. So how can I put this in my memory now? I like this sentence here. Qué acierto tu decisión de mudarte. Alright, we'll make this part a bit bigger. Okay. That was such a smart decision to move. Okay. And what do we got here? Fue un acierto cambiar de trabajo. Okay, that's the same one. Eso no fue un acierto. Interesting. Mm, go back. Where the heck am I? Okay. Not a good decision. All right. So now I'm going to go over to play phrase me and I'm going to see some of these in context. Hopefully I don't get any copyright issues because these are like clips. Actually, let me go. I don't know. Does sentence stack work in Spanish? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see here. Acierto. A ver. No results found. I don't want English. What if I want English idioms? That's quite interesting. Sentence stack. All right, we're gonna take a quick detour. Do you know sentence stack? No, that's not correct. It's a website. Um, Not quite. I'm talking about a website that is a database of sentences, but it's only in English. Is there a Spanish version or similar site? Search the web if needed. Okay. All right, let's see what it says. I will see if we can Corpus de Español. All right, let's see what's going on with this Corpus of Español. Web dialect? Okay. Oh, we'll see what's in here. So a corpus is just a big database of language content. Acierto. Okay. Okay, this is a mess. You gotta register and do all this. We're just gonna go over here, play phrase me. We're gonna go to Spanish, and we're gonna type in acierto, and we'll see what we can get.
Un gran acierto.
Okay, that's super strange.
Si hubiera sido un acierto haber traído el...
Podría ser.
Sí, un acierto adelantado.
Enterrando el cadáver de tu padre.
Lo que pasa es que creo que ha sido todo un acierto.
Para mí es el primer
Un gran acierto.
Ese acierto me lleva usted a algún sitio.
Okay. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that they made a show about this guy from Money Heist. Interesting. Okay, let me see if it's used in Spanish or in Colombia. Is the word cierto common in Colombian Spanish? That's another thing I want to know. Yes, but it's not super casual and it's not okay, so it's not as common in day-to-day Spanish. Okay. All right, very good. Let's get all right. So we have a few things. Let's get back to the video and see what else we can find.
Tierra, el solo registro no concede esa titularidad. Si uno no usa
El solo registro no concede. All right, we're gonna start again, and I'll see if I can understand this whole thing. I'm gonna start when this lawyer starts speaking.
Frisbee Colombia,
En un plato servido para otros interesados.
es cierto que Frisbee Colombia registró en 2005 su marca en la Unión Europea. Desafortunadamente nunca la utilizó. Y hay que recordar que tanto en la Unión Europea como a lo largo y ancho del planeta Tierra, el solo registro no concede esa titularidad.
Ah, okay. El solo registro no concede esa titularidad. Titularidad. Okay. So just the registration doesn't give you the titularidad. All right, so let's see what we have here. So this is another one that we can talk about. All right. All right. So we'll go here, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put everything in bold. Okay. So el solo registro no concede esa titularidad. All right, let's. So I'll just say something simple. Tell me about this phrase's meaning. I understand it, but I would never use concede. So let's see what we got here. Oh, the mere registration does not grant ownership title. Okay. Doesn't grant that ownership. Yeah, so solo or only the mere act of registration or just registering, no concede, does not confer, give, or grant that title, that ownership. Okay. Establish ownership. Explain. Okay. Let's say explain. I'll say explain the uses of conceder in all contexts. I could say, because I thought it was conceder was, yeah, because concede in English is quite different actually. Because if I say concede, it would be like in a negotiation, I'm conceding, I'm kind of giving up almost. A person or intuition gives a right or benefit of recognition. Okay, that's interesting. To grant officially. Okay. Se le concedió el premio Nobel de Literatura. Le concedieron el permiso de residencia. El gobierno concedió ayudas económicas a las familias afectadas. Okay, so it can also mean concede as in acknowledge a point. So that is interesting as well. I admit, I acknowledge. So we do say concede in English, but it's very formal. So you would say more commonly, I admit that. Okay. To allow, concedió una sonrisa al pasar. Okay, then this is more old-fashioned, so I don't really need to worry about that. But conceder can mean to grant or receive, to give officially. All right, interesting. Conceder. All right, so we'll go here. So we're just going to put conceder has two meanings. The first one is going to be to grant, to give officially, and this can be like an award or a legal right, I guess. And then the other one would be the other one, to concede, to admit. Let's see what else it says. Le concedieron. Ah, interesting. Okay. So it is quite different between the two of them. So we'll put this here. Le concedieron el permiso de residencia. Okay. El gobierno concedió ayudas económicas a las familias afectadas. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's quite interesting here. And then the other one is going to be to acknowledge or admit. Te concedo que fue un error, pero no fue intencional. Concedo que el plan tiene riesgos, pero también ofrece oportunidades. Okay, interesting. So I'll put this here on my list. Conceder. Interesting. Okay. And then this is a word in Spanish that has more than one word in English. So we'll put this here. We'll put here conceder. This has two meanings. Conceder. This has two meanings in English. That's a potential teaching point for students also. Cool. All right. Awesome. So how can I make a sentence with conceder? I could say, te concedo que fue un error, pero no fue intencional. Concedió. And I'll ask, is conceder used in casual conversation? Hmm. Okay. So it's much more yeah, it's much more about formal conversations. So, okay. All right, so we'll go back here. So, el solo registro no concede esa titularidad. And I'm realizing another thing here is this word solo. So, solo can be only, mere, or just also. So this is another word in Spanish that translates to multiple. I have a hair on my face. Multiple things in English. So this can be to, this one, admit, acknowledge, or concede. And then the other one is going to be to grant, give a right or permission, kind of. Yeah. Legal thing. All right. Anyway. So we'll get back here to the video.
Si uno no usa la marca, pierde el uso, como lo que le sucedió a Frisbee en este
Como lo que les sucedió a Frisbee
caso. En 2024, una empresa española registró esa marca Frisbee y adicionalmente solicitó la cancelación del registro de la colombiana.
Okay. So they registered their version of Frisbee, and then they also asked that the Colombian version be canceled in the EU. Interesting.
La compañía colombiana destaca que cuenta con registro de marca.
Destaca que cuenta con registro de... Cuenta con. Okay. So this is another good phrase that has many meanings. Contar con. Okay. Contar con. So see what we have here. Destaca que cuenta con registro de marca vigente en la Unión Europea. All right. Very good. La compañía colombiana destaca que cuenta con registro de marca vigente en la Unión Europea. So, destaca is highlight, right? Destacar. Let's type this in here. Destacar. They point out. Okay. That they have. So, this is another good one here. We have contar con. That's a good word as well. All right, so let's go back here. So explain the uses of contar con, and then we'll give this sentence here and see what we can find out. Literally to count with, but that's not correct. To have. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So then the main use is like count on. We didn't expect. Oh my goodness. Oh, interesting. So contar con has 3 uses. So contar con has three meanings. So it's count on or rely on. And this is going to be has. What else does it say? Has possessed. The company, la empresa cuenta con 3 oficinas. Oh my goodness, this is great. Wait, what the heck happened? Oh, this is the Spanish one. Let's look at the English. Count on, rely on, has. So, like for example, la empresa cuenta con 3 oficinas. This is going to be a very good video. At least about contar con. I'm definitely going to make a video about this. And then the other one is to expect. Something like this, like no contamos con tanta gente llegando o algo. To include or take into account. That's good. So I would say to, include or take into account. So what do they say here? No contamos con tantos invitados. We didn't expect so many guests. So that's a really good one. Oh, interesting. Okay. Very good. Give me... I'll say, please provide examples in Spanish of all the meanings, and I will translate them. Nuestra empresa cuenta con más de 20 años de experiencia. Our company has more than the hotel has, the edificio, the building has. Okay. Confiar en alguien. You can always count on your friends. you can always count on. Ten en cuenta. We didn't expect. You have to take into account some additional costs. That's really good. Okay, that's perfect. So this one I'm going to highlight because I'm going to make a short about this topic. Contar con. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and continue.
Marca vigente en la Unión Europea, en España y en otros países del mundo, y que en consecuencia está dispuesta a defender la marca y sus atributos de amplio reconocimiento a través de los mecanismos legales.
Y amplio reconocimiento. Okay, so I'm getting kind of tired. I'm going to go to bed, but I'm going to go through the transcript and just find the other words I don't know. Now we're just going to put them here, and we'll come back to this in a couple days. But for now, I'm tired. I need to go to bed. I've been feeling a bit sick, so we're just going to highlight this stuff. We'll pop this video here at the top of our document, and we'll see what we got. All right. This is good. Amplio reconocimiento. All right. All right, so we'll continue.
Respectivos.
Ahora tendrá la marca colombiana que sí que ha realizado este uso, o bien, fíjese.
Okay. Que sí que ha realizado ese uso. It will have the Colombian brand, or the Colombian brand will have to. Tendrá que sí. Tener que sí, tener que no. Qué cosa tan confundido, hombre. Okay. Ahora tendrá la marca colombiana que sí que ha realizado este uso. Uy, pues. ¿Qué cosa que quiere decir? Ahora tendrá la marca que sí. I have no clue what this phrase means, but I'm going to bed. I'm tired. So we're going to put this on the list. We'll come back to it later. This is quite interesting. Que sí. Okay, let me plug in my computer. Where the heck is my charger? There it is. Ahora tendrá la marca colombiana que sí que ha realizado este uso. Ni idea. Let's just translate this real quick. I'm confused. What does this mean? But no, I'm not going to give up that quick. I'm going to try to think about it. So now the Colombian brand, now that the Colombian brand has done this use, I don't know. This is confusing. We'll have. Okay. So we'll come back to this later. But anyway.
O bien que por.
Fíjate bien. Okay, that's another word I don't really understand how to use fijarse. In some contexts, yes. In some contexts, no.
Causas ajenas a su voluntad, no ha podido realizar esta utilización de la marca. Eso ya sería un carácter más excepcional, pero de forma ordinaria sí que tendrá que demostrar que ha tenido esta intención de uso y que la ha llevado a cabo.
Expertos señalan que Frisbee España podría estar buscando una negociación con la empresa original de Colombia para ceder los derechos. En este comunicado señala que la marca está dispuesta a dialogar con la colombiana, pero mientras tanto va a continuar con su expansión en Europa de manera unilateral. La noticia conmocionó.
Another good one. De manera unilateral.
Tanto a los colombianos como a empresas que compiten con Frisbee, quienes a través de sus redes sociales han mostrado su solidaridad. Es el caso de Buffalo Wings, que dice en su pieza digital: aquí solo original, las copias que hagan fila. Presto también se sumó.
Que hagan fila. ¿Qué hace eso? Okay, so that's a good thing as well. Que hagan fila.
Fresto, lo de verdad no se presta. Estamos con ustedes. Y hasta KFC, que cita, con lo original no se juega. Estamos con ustedes.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. I start by brain dumping everything I need to.
A Frisbee, la emblemática empresa colombiana.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish here. I'm gonna watch the first 45 seconds of the video, kind of find the words I want to go back to later, and then we're gonna end for today. I'm a bit tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. But anyway, we'll check this out.
Colombiana de pollo frito le apareció
Emblemática. Emblematic. Okay, that's the same in English.
competencia en España. Se trata
Le pareció. So, it's an interesting structure. Because in English we would say, we wouldn't. So, a ellos le apareció competencia. Okay, so that is interesting. A ellos le pareció. Normally we wouldn't say that. We would say like, I don't know. But that's a good structure. A alguien le pasó eso. So that's a good structure. A alguien le pasó algo. All right. Very good. We'll see what else we have here.
de un negocio que abrirá locales utilizando el mismo nombre y prácticamente con las mismas imágenes visuales. Sin embargo, se abrió una disputa legal entre las dos compañías. Esta es la historia.
Nadie lo hace como Frisbee lo hace es tal vez uno de los eslóganes más conocidos por los colombianos. Y cómo no, si es una empresa con 48 años.
Y como no. Okay, that's another thing I don't quite get. Como no. So we're going to go here. All right, we'll put this here. All right, y como no. I get it, but I don't quite get it. So we'll put this on the list and we'll come back to it later. Como no.
Y 280 restaurantes en todo el país. Su pollo frito es muy reconocido, tanto que hoy es protagonista de una disputa legal en
So much that today it is
España. Pues la marca está siendo utilizada por otra empresa en esa nación, donde la compañía colombiana la había registrado, pero al parecer la dejó inactiva, lo que se convirtió en un plato servido para otros interesados.
Oh, it's an interesting phrase. que se convirtió en un plato servido. Oh, interesting. Okay, very nice. Lots of good phrases here. Where it is, se convirtió. Okay, interesting. So we'll put this on my list and we'll come back to this stuff in a couple of days. Lo que se convirtió.
Es cierto que Frisbee Colombia registró.
Okay, and then this is the part that I've already looked at. So we'll stop there for tonight. Tomorrow night we'll be back, but I'll be studying French. So tonight we're just studying Spanish, but we're going to be doing the same thing with French. So we'll be watching a video, reading an article, and I'll be practicing my French, learning new words and new phrases. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys who are here, who are watching. If you have any questions, you can always comment below, send me an email. I offer one-on-one classes. But yeah, that's the idea. I want to create a steady habit where I'm studying languages every day. So I want to study Chinese in the morning and then Spanish or French kind of alternating in the evening. And I figured a good way to do that would be just to stream it. So I can make some new content and also achieve this goal of really improving my Spanish. I've been living in Colombia now 5 years off and on. And yeah, I feel like my Spanish has plateaued for the last 2 years or so. So it's kind of something that's like something I'm a bit embarrassed about, so I really want to improve it. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. I'll see you next time, and have a good one.